All right. Do you still want to be host, or should I do it?
You.
Okay. Hello, welcome to the zoo, even though there's nobody here yet. I'm the Lucky Poptart. I'm kind of hosting today, and with me I have Della.
I don't want to talk about it.
And hey, Camel.
Good evening.
And Willow should be along. We're just all having technical difficulties, other than Camel.
Don't be putting no bad juju on me.
Hey, we gotta suffer. You suffering with us.
Nah, man, you got Moose Smith. That's your problem, not mine.
Whatever, Camel Net. Look. Just because you
Camel
got
net.
just because you got Campbell Joe doesn't mean you guys should have the smoothest net. That's not fair. That's rigged.
Nah, man, I drop a C note every month to get some decent internet. That's the difference.
Man, I could do that too, but up here, C note don't mean squat.
I mean, that's still $75 American, roughly.
All
Probably
right.
less by now.
I'm putting it out on Twitter that I'm streaming it right now, so hopefully people will realize what's going on and show up.
Yeah, someone with actual working stuff is in charge.
Kind of.
And for chat going forward with their stream, if you get on Twitter and you see Clint Eastwood is trending, do not despair. He's still alive, as far as we know.
I mean, take pity on the man. He's still alive in a world like this, but yeah.
Well, I mean, there's a few other people that are really getting up there in years. Like Betty White's turning 100 next month.
Oh god damn.
You know,
Oh.
and so like, thankfully, I heard about that on the radio, and I didn't just see like Betty White trending on Twitter. Because anytime something like that happens, you're like, oh god, no,
All right, we have a mini panic attack.
like not Betty.
Right?
A really crappy job, but I did it.
You did a crappy job, but you did it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I ended up having to use 3 pieces.
Sorry. Just for explanation to anyone out there who is watching, I am also baking a pie at the same time, and the crust was cooking faster than the middle, so my youngest went and put foil around it, but she feels like she did a bad job.
It's falling off whenever I do.
Well, that's what happens every time.
And then there's like pieces of it that are sticking out from it.
Well, it doesn't have to be pretty, my love. It's just don't fucking burn pie.
Exactly.
It is very close to being done.
Okay.
It's just the middle is a fairly different. Like you can tell the difference between them.
Yeah, sometimes the crust cooks a little bit faster. We just don't want it to turn black.
Assassin says in chat, he says,
We
when
don't want
younger
Cajun pie.
Assassin in chat said, when younger celebrities croak, that is death missing Betty White.
Right?
Yes. Oh, and Willow should be joining us when she can. She is also having computer difficulties. It just seems to be the theme tonight. What?
Well, her computer worked by undownloading the camera.
Okay.
I just heard Allie go, "You got it to work." The fuck I did. I undownloaded the camera.
So apparently, to get Willow's computer to work, she just had to not have a camera anymore.
Wow.
Yeah, my like I told you, my camera quit working a couple months ago, and we couldn't. I was like, I spent this much money to have a good camera, and now it doesn't work.
I mean, that's one of the features for me of having a PC is there is no camera. I don't have to worry about it being on or off or anything like that.
Yeah, but sometimes we like to be on camera.
Well, that's you, not me.
Yeah.
You're a little late on the Festivus greetings, Assassin. That was Thursday.
Oh snap.
Well, it depends on what festive he's festiving.
I mean, if we want to if we want to be like hip with the holidays, this is actually Kwanzaa now.
Well, there's Kwanzaa, Yule's still going on. There's still a lot of holidays. And then New Year's Eve's coming up. December is just jam packed full of all different kinds of holidays.
Yeah, I saw somebody on Twitter earlier today saying like, oh no, it's Tom McDonald. I don't follow him. I don't know why he showed up on my timeline. Maybe it was Stargazer or monkey related. I don't know. But he's saying like, we're in between, Christmas and New Year's, so it's that time of year where nobody gives a fuck about doing anything productive, and it's beautiful. They don't even try to hide it.
No. Why would we?
And thank you, Assassin.
Kwanzaa don't reel. Man, Kwanzaa Bot's gonna be heartbroken when he finds out.
Yeah, you don't want to hurt. You don't want to upset Kwanzaa Bot, man.
I mean, technically, Kwanzaa is real. And I know, like, a lot of people like to argue with me on that. But holidays are just a thing we make up in the first place. Somebody made up Christmas a long time ago, and we just celebrate it out of tradition.
Yeah, but we don't know anybody that was alive when Christmas became a thing.
Well, just because a tradition is new doesn't make it not real. It's just a new tradition.
It's kind of like how you have Christians, you have Muslims, you have Jews, and then you have Scientologists that everyone looks at like freaks because we actually have like in color photos of their religion's founder.
No, this is not why we treat them right. We treat them like freaks because they do weird ass shit. Okay.
Whoa, check. You hold your tongue, young man. Say what you will about Tom Petty, but how dare you besmirch Betty White?
Betty White is a national treasure, and she's older than sliced bread.
And to call her overrated, I question your taste, sir. I question your taste.
Well, I mean, I question.
We're all gonna cry.
I questioned Check's taste before the whole Betty White statement. If I'm not mistaken, Check, don't you find Maria Shriver to be attractive?
Check finds every woman attractive. He will flirt with anything that has a vagina.
Playa.
Or not. He'll flirt with any woman. Let me put it that way.
Wasn't even like flirting with her. He was just like putting it out there on like Twitter. It's like, sir.
Is it weird that I can hear him blushing right now?
I used to think Check had a thing for me, and then I saw him in other streams with other women, and he does the exact same thing. Check's just trying to get something from anybody.
Check trying to be a pimp up in here. Just bug it, buddy. Just bug it. I hope we didn't embarrass you.
I hope I did.
But you should be ashamed for that Betty White statement, sir. Yeah.
That's true. That's very true.
And Tom Petty was not quite as much of a national treasure as Betty White, but still, he was like the one not completely insane Florida man.
There you go.
I didn't even know he was from Florida.
Yeah, man, he's the exception to the Florida man rule.
Well, see, Florida man is a thing that happens there. Not all people in Florida are Florida people. There are
they're
Florida
transplants. People. I know. There are people who move to Florida, but
even ones that are born there. Some of them come out completely normal, and then some of them are snorting cocaine on the line to pick up their kids. You never know. Like it just. It's at random, and that's why it's on the monkey stream. It's it's just a hoodie with no face because it can be anyone.
There's a serious pocket of humanity there between Miami and the Everglades. That's all I'm saying.
I think there's just a spirit that goes around and possesses people every once in a while. That is Florida man, and he just hops bodies, and then we get Florida man stories or Florida woman stories.
But I was thinking a little bit about that thing with Clint Eastwood trending. I told you guys earlier, since I've been taking care of Nana Camel, we've been watching some old TV shows together and whatnot. Rawhide was one of them. Have you guys got any old TV shows you guys like to go back and watch, anything like that?
Not recently. I used to, especially with my.
Well, I don't mean like necessarily recently, but I mean like, are there any that you like from before your time as a television viewer?
Oh, of course.
From parents' generation, grandparents' generation.
I grew up watching like I Love Lucy constantly, and I Dream of Jeannie, and Bewitched, and the girl ones because my parents were like, "Hey, you're a girl,"
Well, it's
and
funny you mentioned that. Barbara Eden was a guest star on an episode of Rawhide we were watching earlier today.
Nice.
That's I Dream of Jeannie.
yeah.
But yeah,
Ugh.
like I've been enjoying watching Rawhide with Nana Camel. Not as big a fan of the Lone Ranger. I don't know. Maybe it's Tonto that throws me off. It's like,
Oh yeah, I never or Zorro or anything. I've watched a lot of Matlock.
oh God, who doesn't love? If you don't love Matlock, you don't have a soul. That's just. Uh, we saw an episode the other night. They had Don Knotts guest starring.
Oh, that show too.
No. I mean, like they did, of course, the Andy Griffith show together, but he was on Matlock,
Yeah.
and it's like I don't know, something about his voice. It just gives me the giggles every time I hear him talking. You know, that man could be reading the phone book, and I'd start cracking up.
And I'm trying to think. I'm having a problem with names. Is Matlock? Okay, there's a courtroom one.
Perry Mason.
Perry Mason. My grandma will literally kill people if she can't watch Perry Mason.
Oh, well, see, what is that? Me TV, I think is what it's called. That's the channel, or FE. There's some. It's pretty much almost all this black and white shows. Like
Yeah.
Rawhide, Lone Ranger, Perry Mason.
She watches it several times a day because it plays several times a day on the channel she watched, which
Yep.
might be that one. And when she was in the hospital dying, and she was pissed off that she couldn't watch Perry Mason.
Am
Like, I'm going home.
Am I getting Perry Mason mixed up with something? Wasn't there like did they do like a revival of Perry Mason? Like when he was older, kind of like Matlock?
I think they did, yeah.
I swear I remember seeing like reruns of that or something when I was a kid where it was in color.
My baby's in chat. She says technology is mad annoying. You can come back in on your phone, sweetie.
Well, like I said, just turn it off and then turn it back on. Unplug it, plug it back in. That's standard tech support line right there.
I am not playing though. My grandma started yanking out her IVs and trying, like, little tiny, barely 5-foot woman. She's actually like 4'10", but she lies. Like trying to rip out her IVs and stuff because she's like, I'm going home to watch Perry Mason. It's been 3 days with no Perry Mason. And I'm like, Grandma, you have sepsis. Lay down. And she's like, it's not that big of a deal. It was like 2 months later. Somebody Googled sepsis for her and showed her because she would not believe us. She almost died. She's like, she came to me. She's like, Crystal, it's really serious. I could have died. I'm like, you had an infection in your blood and your brain. Yes, Grandma. I told you 45 times you could have died.
Oh yeah, like that's what got Nana Camel in the hospital originally. Is her primary care doc thought that she had sepsis, and so like had to load up, drive to Tulsa, take her, to the hospital. They, poked and prodded her, and ran a whole bunch of different tests, and it seemed like she ended up with everything but sepsis.
I've had sepsis before. Okay, so there was a work incident with a wheelchair and some fat people. And it ended up slamming down on my big toe, which split my toenail in half, and part of it went down inside my toe.
Ow.
And I got it out as much as I could. I thought it's just going to hurt for a while. It'll be fine. And I kind of ignored it, and it got really bad. And I'm horrible about going to doctors. So it got to the point I couldn't even wear shoes. And I'm still going to work, just walking around doing shit. And finally one day I took off my sock because it was bleeding, and the nurse there looked down and went, either you go to the doctor or I'm telling our head nurse to take you off the schedule. Like, you will not be allowed to work again until you see a doctor. And I'm like, okay. So I went and saw I went to the ER, and they tortured me. They didn't even numb it. and they were poking and pulling, and I screamed, and I never scream in pain. My sister's over there like running to the bed going, "Are you gonna die?" And he's like, "Don't over exaggerate." And she's like, "You don't understand. She doesn't scream. What did you do to her? I'm gonna stab you." And I'm like, "Don't stab the doctor." But she said he got it back for not numbing me because when he touched my toe, it sprayed him.
Ooh.
Apparently, he pulled apart the wound, and that's why I felt like a firecracker went off in my toe repeatedly. and, and it sprayed him. So I left my cord in there when we were leaving because guess what? They didn't help me at all. They just tortured me and then gave me the number to a foot doctor, podiatrist. And when I went back to get my charger, they were calling code sepsis on that room for a cleanup. I didn't think that meant I actually had sepsis. They did give me a lot of antibiotics, and I did have a red streak going up my leg. But and so, yeah, we finally got that all cleared up, and I went to the doctor, and the problem was part of the toenail broke off down inside my toe, and that's why it wasn't ever closing. So I had to have 2 surgeries to fix a toe.
Well, go ahead.
Oh, no, the first time was funny because Chris was in there with me. You know, for toes, they don't really knock you out or anything. They just numbed my toe the best they could, which took a while. It was very uncomfortable. But Chris said at one point he accidentally put the needle all the way through my toe and was squirting the floor while talking to me. And Chris was just like, hey. And he looked down and went, oh, shit, and pulled it back in my toe. And I didn't even notice because, you know, I'm trying not to pay attention to what they're doing with the foot. But Chris was like, yeah, he's just squirting lidocaine all over the floor.
No, it was hilarious looking back on it now because her primary care, very hysterical about it. Like, you could die. You could die. I mean, like I'm not exaggerating. That's what she sounded like to me. You know, just higher pitched. And yeah, my grandmother pretty much decided she's not going back to a hospital ever again if she can help it.
Yeah,
spent over a month in that one, and she was not happy with the with really anything about it.
Fair.
Okay, I will come check the pie in a couple minutes. Chris, can you check the pie?
Hey, Johnny, how's it going?
I'm pretty sure I undercooked the last pie I made.
Okay, well, Chris didn't say yes or no, so. Okay. Chris does not communicate. Chris just does.
Heaven forbid anyone in your household communicate.
Well, as I said, we have a household of autistic people, so it's interesting trying to communicate with everyone because it's a little different. Like, everyone does it differently. Chris just, like, I'll be like, can you do this? And he will either walk off and not do it or walk off and do it. And I don't know which one until it happens.
Or doesn't.
He's our Asperger's person, and we just work with it.
See, Raymond Lewis also had a toe story about an ingrown toenail. Like,
Yeah.
I try to take as good of care of my feet as I can because I am tap dancing my way to diabetes, and I don't want to lose any digits or anything.
Fair.
Try and keep them as long as I can.
All right. No,
Like, it'd be weird, man. Like lose a pinky toe and all of a sudden just be off balance whenever I'm walking. You know.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. That would definitely not be fun.
Yeah, I got to go back for the same toe because I'm having issues with it again. It's not that bad. It's just they put this like acid on the side of my toenail, toenails to keep it from becoming ingrown. Well, now it's pinched up and it's growing like curved, and now
So you've got like a talon now. Is that it?
yeah, basically, and it's kind of ingrowing in the opposite direction. So I don't know. They may have to just take off the whole thing and like try to make it grow right. I don't know.
Just kick off your shoe and be able to cut a bitch.
No, I keep it short. It's just it doesn't grow right. Hi, Willow. Are you on your phone again?
No,
Okay, you sound worse than when you were on your phone.
because the camera's working from the app, but on the fucking Chrome StreamYard bullshit, it's like, we cannot connect to your camera. You need to close this app because you might have a camera running, but no camera is running on anything. And I resetted the computer, and I did this, and I did that, and it's still like, no.
I'm hearing this conversation in stereo because I can hear her screaming from her bedroom.
That's hilarious.
So I like hear her in my ear. I hear her out there, and then I hear her in my ear.
Wow.
Well, at least you made it. You're here. What is that picture of?
I don't know. It was something that was hanging on my. Oh, actually, looking at it closer, it's that one painting I did.
Ah.
I took it was I don't have that many pictures on my fucking laptop, so like I had a picture and then I just cornered it into the wall
Okay.
instead of having one of those weird ass empty profile icon things.
Dig.
Yeah, see, I assumed that, Assassin. I assumed you probably would have learned how to take care of your feet in the army. Me, I'm just doing it on the fly, just because, like I said, I like sugary things.
And Willow's gone. And Willow's back. Okay, hi.
It won't let me do the camera.
We are having a train wreck night, I told you could just come in on your phone, baby.
I mean, I'm here on my laptop. I want to figure this shit out.
It's funny enough, my laptop's actually working pretty good today, and Willow's isn't. Usually it's the other way around.
I mean, technically, my laptop's working just fine. I'm just having camera problems.
Yeah, that's the same. Well, mine's usually slow as fuck.
I mean, you're not using your camera, so...
Because it doesn't work.
Exactly!
Ugh. Yeah, so
I'm trying to fix it.
We did Christmas with my sister's family today, and I kidnapped my niece. She's in the room with Willow.
Ollie, say hi. Yellow.
It's a color.
Green.
But one of the funny thing is, okay, so everybody, does anyone remember trip pants?
I'm sorry, what?
God.
Trip pants?
If
I
I
say
said
that
no,
I do.
if I said no,
Are these like
people
parachute
would-
pants?
Oh my god.
Google trip pants. They're very wide leg pants with chains and stuff all over them.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, from
You,
like
you should have said
20
like
years ago.
Juggalo pants, and I would have got it.
Yeah,
immediately.
a lot of juggalos did wear them. Yes, this is true. So trip pants are apparently, they started selling them again, and so now Chris owns them, Angel owns them, and my brother-in-law got a pair. And my brother-in-law was so excited. I said I prefer Jinkos, which I don't know if anybody knows what those are either. But
I also know what Jinkos are. Yes.
Yep.
And so he ran in his room and came running out with a pair of Jinkos he owned and gave them to me. So.
All right, now if you guys start buying Fago in bulk, we might need a staging intervention. I'm just saying.
Right.
Hey, I was never a juggalette, but I do know juggalos. I'm not gonna lie on that.
Now this is like in combination with the pants. If you're just buying Fago on its own, that's fine. Like they've got some decent flavors actually.
I never really was into Fago.
Like I said, I like sugary things, and they have plenty of sugar in them. So
Hey, I have openly said that my family is weird, and we are definitely alternative. And if people don't like that, they don't have to come and talk to me. Like that's just how it is. So, but yeah, now everybody in the family wants trip pants, other than my grandma. My best friend, I call her my sister, but my best friend and her whole family and my whole family, except for me and my best friend, we want Jinkos. We're the only Jinko wearers. So, I don't know. We all had, for Christmas, a bunch of us ended up with wide leg pants. One of my favorite things is I have very muscular legs. So when I wear women's pants, they just get stuck on my calves. Like if I'm trying to pull them up and down. It's fighting with them. With Jinkos, I never have to. They just come off, and I'm like, yay! No fighting. I know I'm being weird. I'm sorry. I'll shut up.
Well, no, I was just thinking like if I generally have any problems like pants fitting, it's usually like in the thigh or the waist because I'm a tall dude
Yeah.
and I've only just started like since I hit my 30s, I finally started expanding. You know,
Yeah.
so like for the longest time, it was hard to find a pair of pants that was long enough and small enough waist to fit me. I'd have to special order jeans at
Yeah.
department stores. And now I'm finally getting fat enough I can buy them off the rack. It's great.
Yes, the expansion happens to us all.
Well, I mean, it's saving me like I don't know, like $10 a pair of pants and stuff, you know. So I'm like, I everyone's like, oh, you're getting, you know, that metabolism of yours is going to slow down when you get older. Like, good, you know, save me some money. I won't have to eat as much, and my pants will be cheaper. Awesome,
Right?
you know, like there are some things you know it does suck getting older. Like I never thought I could injure myself in my sleep, but there are days I wake up and it's just like, oh, what did I
Yeah.
do? You know,
You don't even have to do anything. You just were still for too long, and your body's mad at you about it.
yeah. So that sucks with getting older. But you know, the fun thing is like I can lie to kids and they believe me because I'm an adult. You know,
Isn't that fun?
I
To some
mean,
extent, if you met like a kid like me, that wouldn't have worked.
Sure.
oh no, man, I'm a convincing liar. But
I
no,
trust no one.
well, no, like see, you know, like it's like a 5, 6 year old kid. You know, like you end up running into people at the Walmart or whatever, and they want to talk to you because that's what people do at Walmart. Apparently, I thought you went there to shop. Other people go to socialize.
Fucking
But like, oh yeah, this is you know my kid, so and so, whatever. It's like, oh yeah, when your dad and I, your mom and I were your age, we didn't have all these fancy toys. Like, you see that toy aisle? We didn't have that. They buy it. They buy it, hook, line, and sinker.
Yeah, dude, kids seem to act like, back in the day, we're back when, before telephones and stuff were so old. And I'm like,
Back in my day,
I'm over
you just
here
had a
like,
stick to play with. And if you
I'm
were
like-
lucky, your friends had a ball, and you could play
Right.
stick ball.
I'm over here like, okay, I am technically older than Google, but I'm not older than telephones, okay? She tried to put her camera on again. I'll let her back in as soon as she turns that off.
Well, I saw something scrolling Twitter. Apparently, there was. I don't know how much of libertarians you follow, but apparently there's a doxing scandal with the libertarians
Oh no.
on Twitter. Yeah. And so, like, I saw some dude talking about, doxing, had a thread about it. And of course, that's, some serious stuff. Not everybody's on the internet is going by their names and whatnot. Don't do that. But it was funny because, like, one person replied, like, I'm old enough to remember when you could find anybody's private information in a book that they threw on your porch.
Well, you could sign up to not be in the phone book.
Yeah, but you had to pay for that.
Yeah.
Like,
That's weird because now you
got
gotta
to pay some
to get-
company. You got to pay some company to not put your address and phone number in the book with everyone else's addresses and phone numbers.
Yeah, because my grandpa used to do that. But
Scam.
it is weird because nowadays we have to pay people to get information, and back in the day we had to pay them to not. It's like, please don't give out my information.
Gotta love how the turns have tabled.
But with everything being online now, I actually had to try to use a telephone book not too long ago to because I was like, oh, we get back from the hospital, I got to set up her appointments again. Got to call these places in town. I was like, oh, I'll just the phone book's right there. I'll grab that, just flip through it. This is a 2020-2021 phone book, right? So this thing's less than a year old since it's been printed and disseminated. I called 3 different phone numbers. All 3 of them were bogus. The phone book was 0 for 3 for having the right phone number for the places I was calling. I was like, yep, I'm just going to use Google, I guess.
Well, I guess they're not even trying anymore. Oh.
And now we lost Poppy, too, huh?
Yeah, apparently they're having brownouts, according to Willow.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah. Oh, well. Well, I'm sure she'll be back soon enough.
At least the weather in Texas is nice right now.
I have no internet. How the fuck is yours still on? It wasn't. To answer that question, as I'm sure you can see by now, I'm sure it'll be back in no time. But in the meantime,
Hey, Deli,
Yeah.
you really want to hate me right now?
you're assuming I don't.
I meant like really, really hate me.
I'm not going to repeat myself.
Do you know what the high temperature was today where I live?
-2.
77.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice.
Yeah.
Why would that make me hate you?
Well, I imagine it's cold up in Canada. That's all.
Yeah,
Like
The way
Johnny
I
was
like
like,
the way I like it.
I think Johnny was like in single digits or something earlier today.
Oh, nice, nice. Yeah, I like the cold because I get to laugh at all the weak bitches who complain about it. While I'm just sitting there like, could be colder.
I mean, yeah, it could be. It could also be warmer. You know,
Yeah,
that's how
but
temperatures work.
it's not as funny when I'm sitting out there and everyone's all bundled up and freezing and just going, "What the fuck?" And I'm just sitting there all lightly dressed and
I like it when it's like blazing hot outside because then everyone's complaining about the heat and I get to see cleavage more often.
I mean, that is fair, but I live in Canada, so I have to wait a few months for that sort of season.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just trying to take advantage of the global warming.
No, I hear you, and I can appreciate that. I do.
Although, the summer is really going to suck because it being so mild right now. I know it's going to be like 105 all summer or something like that. And I joke that Oklahoma is like Florida without the coastline because it gets muggy around here. It'll be like 90, 90 something degrees with like 70% humidity.
Yeah.
The sweat just, stays on you. It doesn't evaporate. It doesn't really roll off. It just stays where it is.
Right. All right,
Got
let's
the
communicate.
spinny wheel for Poppy.
Well, our internet's still down. I'm on my phone. As I say that, our internet comes back on.
Allegedly.
I just thought that would have been hilarious to have like a GIF rolling of the spinny wheel of death.
Hi.
Thank you for the idea, Camel. I'm going to write that down.
You do that, sir.
And hi, Poppy.
Sorry.
Hello.
Yeah, our electricity browned out. It was flickering off and on for a minute, and I'm like, fuck.
I did it earlier too.
And yeah, our Wi-Fi went down.
Yeah,
Everything went down.
I saw Willow's comment in the chat there, and yeah, we did our best to just keep the chat entertained while we waited for you to come back.
This was this might be the universe's way of saying we just shouldn't stream at this point.
Well, I mean,
we
for the universe. Suck my dick.
We already took care of the important business of the stream, making sure that everyone knows that yes, Clint Eastwood is in fact still alive.
Yeah.
Remember it, folks. It's important. You will be tested on this.
And somehow I lost my vape.
Metaphorist in chat says snowed in here. That sucks.
Yeah, I feel bad for you, bro. Because I can't laugh at you, so I feel bad for you.
Oklahoma is one of those places where the weather is schizophrenic. So I mean, like next week, it could just as easily be, freezing balls cold. Snow, wind, what have you.
Mhm.
I'm
Yeah.
hoping it's not going to. I haven't checked the forecast, but
Down in the South, it's just been that way now. Because, like, all winter here in Texas, it hasn't made up its mind. It's either, like, fucking 30 outside or it's 80 outside. And you never know which day it's going to be what. It just happens.
well, also like I'm worried about like the snapback like after the beginning of the new year because
Yeah, it's going to be bad.
the whole winter storm we had this year.
Yeah, they're saying it's going to happen again.
Yeah, because like I was telling Della before you guys hop back on, it's like it was 77 degrees the high temperature for me today. My Christmas day was 73.
Ours was 82.
Yeah, and like
My sister
I
and
know
her
that.
kid.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, my sister and her kids went to the beach for Christmas.
Well, I know that within 30 days it could easily be -4 again.
Yeah, we're gonna go through it. I've been trying to do emergency supplies. I don't have a whole lot going on because shit keeps coming up. For if it does happen again, because I think it will happen again. We probably will have a really bad storm again. And so I'm trying to pick up all the stuff we're gonna need from last time.
Yeah, that's part of the reason why I'm trying to work so hard to get Nana Camel's house cleaned up and organized and back in working order. That's gonna be my bug out house because she's got natural gas hookups and all we got is like electric here.
Yeah, we only have electric here too. I'm trying to get like a camping stove, and I bought just because I got the idea from we're all under blankets trying to sleep, and I found some hand warmers I bought at Walmart just on a whim like a couple months before, and I stuck them under the blanket with me and Willow, and it warmed us up. So I went and bought instant hot packs on Amazon. That way we could stick them underneath our blankets with us.
A metaphor says they had lots of rain until the wind came out of the north on Christmas Eve. Oof. We get we have a better chance where I live of getting ice storms than we do actual snowstorms. Because it'll be rainy or whatever, and then the weather will get just cold enough for it to start freezing. And the next thing you know, you got down trees and power lines and.
Oh yeah. I thought you gave up, Willow.
When has anyone ever known Willow to give up easily?
Well, I don't know. The typing of "I quit" kind of.
Yeah, we thought, and then it was like.
You're gonna trust the word of the person who just said they don't trust anyone.
Right.
Well, I don't.
Ha!
I don't read Welsh,
get
so
it
I don't know what
working?
she said after I quit.
I keyboard smashed. Did it
Yeah,
work?
looks Welsh to me.
Yeah, we're just all having issues tonight. It's fine. It's fine.
Hey,
I
Camel,
won't
you
run-
know what that looks like? You know what that looks
Hmm.
like, Camel? It looks like the safe word from
Euro
Eurotrip.
trip.
But
Lucy Lawless in a corset. Yes, I recall that perfectly.
yeah, I probably won't run a very long stream just because we are having so many technical difficulties.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Well, who did you say your mom to, Willow?
You know what that looks like? Your mom.
My
We're in
mom
the
never
stream.
looked so. Trust me, my mom never looked so good.
Joke's on you. My mom's dead.
Joke's on you, I use that word all the time. Unfazed.
God,
Doesn't look anything like my mom.
I'm so judging of this child now.
Hey, Willow, you are screaming rather loudly.
I'm not okay.
I know.
That's fair.
Well, be not okay a little further from the mic.
The mic is pretty far.
Okay, just a little bit further though.
Stand across the room.
Use your inside voice.
I think she
That
is.
does not exist.
Are you on your phone?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what it is. Her phone has her mic on her phone's way too good.
Mm.
Like, set it across your fort. That'll probably work
I
better.
also have headphones on though, so there's only so far I can get the microphone.
Does the microphone or does the headphones have a microphone? Does the microphone have a microphone?
Yes.
That's probably what we're hearing you off of.
No shit.
Can you move that away from your face?
I already said it's as far as it can.
Okay, even at 20, my mother would have smacked the shit out of me for that.
You see why I said it.
We're smartasses to each other.
Oh yeah,
I'll look.
we were too.
I'll
But I
look at
still
her
got a
and be
wooden
like,
spoon upside the head for that.
You're just mad because my mom's cooler.
Okay, that's true, but not the point.
Because I freaked out her friends. She called me and they were talking, and apparently they had decided to go to Austin at fucking 2:00 in the morning, and she didn't tell
Right
me.
before Thanksgiving.
Right, it was the night before Thanksgiving, and I called her. I'm like, "Where the fuck are you?" And she's like, "Bitch, I'm going." And I'm like, "Bitch, it's fucking Thanksgiving." And her friends thought we were fighting, and they were freaking out. I'm like, "No, this is just how we talk to each other. It's fine." But she, yeah, I was like, "This is just Willow manic. This is what Willow does manic."
Y'all also have to realize that we're technically a team mom situation, so it's not the normal mom rules.
Some teen moms still stick to the normal rules.
And they're stupid.
Yeah, but to be fair, not all who don't aren't stupid either.
Yeah.
Case in point, mine.
I don't stick to a lot of rules in general. Now, if you're actually like balling up on me and you want to fight, you know the rule on that one.
Every man for themselves.
I told my kids as soon as they hit puberty, if you try to ball up and fight with me like you're an adult, I'm gonna fight you like you're an adult. We're gonna go at it. We're both going to jail at the end of this, okay?
See, my mom would have admitted that. She'd be like, "I'm going to jail. You're going to a hospital."
Right.
They have hospital jails. They have whole floors where you're handcuffed to the bed.
The only problem with this is I know all of her weak spots.
Honey, I know all of yours.
Knew that was coming.
Yes, but I am 10 times more stubborn than you.
I can blow on your ankle and bring you down, okay?
Like, that stopped me before, though.
I will quote something that my grandfather used to say is, "Old age and treachery will beat youth and exuberance every time."
See, I was gonna point out that Poppy's got one thing that Willow doesn't. Chris.
True. Chris is just gonna be picking us both up in one arm each, being like, "Bitches, stop!"
Yeah, that's a big thing, though. Chris won't hit either of us.
No, he just restrains.
But I am also tiny and know how to get out of restraints.
Oh, for crying out loud.
Willow has
I have been tricked.
Willow has this whole like she can never be beat mentality.
Oh no, I know I can't get beat, but I know where I can and can't, and I'm just saying this is not one of those situations.
Just sitting there
I'm
like
just gonna have to sit on
the
her
female
one day.
version of like, I'm just built different.
Yeah.
Right.
Willow's very much a Chad in like crazy little girl form. She's
No, I just know where I stand.
You would fit in a frat very well.
No, fuck frats. They're stupid.
I know, but you
So
would
how
fit
much
in there.
White Claw do you drink?
No. White Claw's nasty.
It really is. Like, I don't
Give
know.
me the rose tequila or nothing at all.
Oh dear God, child.
Now I remember I had a coworker at one of the last jobs I had I asked, I was like, so what is like the female equivalent of the Kyle punching drywall and drinking monsters meme? And she came right back with like White Claw. I was like, oh, okay.
No,
I didn't expect an answer for that so quick.
Willow is the drinking monsters and punching things. She doesn't need a female version. She is the Kyle.
Except sometimes cooler.
She just happens to be a girl.
Brownie points for being female.
She used to have a giant basket full of monsters. Just empty monsters. She saved all the cans.
It was because it was the watermelon cans and they were pretty.
I've found so far that the only one I can drink is the original ones. Any of the other flavors just take. I mean, the regular monsters taste nasty to me, but they do the job of actually keeping you awake.
Yeah, they have the Java, they have the sugar-free, they have the teas, they have the water.
I guess the Java ones aren't terrible. I can drink those on occasion.
Yeah, they have the teas.
I tried that sugar-free one when I was at the hospital. Like, nope.
Which flavor did you do?
Like the white can ones, like the zero sugar.
Oh yeah, honey. There's 15 different kinds of zero sugar.
The white one tastes like Sprite.
Yeah, the white ones aren't pleasant. The purple ones just
flat
taste
Sprite, maybe.
The purple. No, it doesn't taste like Sprite. It's supposed to be kind of like coconut water.
It's actually grapefruit.
Yeah.
Like that's the actual.
There's grape that just tastes like grape soda. There's orange that's like orange juice that's bubbly, which is good, but it gives you heartburn when you're older. There's so many flavors of it. The zero sugar ones, we all have a different one we like. Willow was watermelon for a long time. But yeah, no, we are monster drinkers, and we all do the zero sugar because we don't want the diabetes. And so, but yeah, Chris also likes to get the Java once in a while, and I'm like, that's not sugar free, and he's like, I want the coffee. Fuck off. I'm like, okay. So, but yeah, Monster honestly makes a little bit of everything. We were making, like, they have a hydration one now that's like Gatorade, but with caffeine. We're making jokes that they're going to come out with like Monster milk and Monster water and Monster gum and Monster, sandwiches. Because they're just taking over like any drink. They're like, yeah, we could do that with caffeine.
Apparently, my dog has buried a squeak toy in my recliner.
I was wondering what that was.
Yeah, like at first I thought maybe it was one of like the little dogs in the living room yapping or something. No, it was my bulldog was like scratching her back up against the recliner, and it just so happens that's where the squeak toy's buried. So every time she would go to move one way or the other, it just start squeaking.
I think we just completely lost chat. Nobody's written in chat since Willow came back.
It's all her fault.
Like, there's too much crackheadery going on here. It's so funny because my daughters are so opposite of each other. Willow is very... Well, by the way, this is not Willow every day. Willow has her very calm days and Willow has her very manic days. And this just so happens to coincide on a very manic day. Angel, on the other hand, just kind of, she's there, and when I try to get her to talk to people, she laughs hysterically and can't breathe. So Willow's over here like, I will fight the world. I'm hurting. I'm sorry. I'm hurting too, baby. It's been a rough couple days. Yeah, but Willow also does that thing. If she's hurting or she's extremely sleepy, she goes into more manic. She's done that since she was a baby. At like 3 years old, she'll be getting sleepy, and the next thing you know, she's like spazzing out and climbing stuff and running circles and trying everything she can to stay awake. And I would just let her fall wherever she was and sleep. And people would be like, let me pick her up and carry her to bed. And I'm like, if you wake that child up, I will stab you in the throat. But she's on the floor. Put a blanket on her and leave her the fuck alone. Because she will wake up and then try to stay awake for another 12 hours. She is asleep. We are letting her sleep. I don't care where she falls asleep. If she falls asleep on the bathroom floor, she is sleeping on the bathroom floor.
That is fair.
Yeah, poor baby fell down the stairs today. At my sister's house when we went for the Christmas, as we're leaving, she just slid right down the stairs and hit her back really hard.
Oof.
Yeah, so that's why she's hurting today.
I don't know why Assassin is offering to provide ballistic overwatch, but okay.
Because Poppy said that if they wake that child, she'll stab you in the throat.
Gotcha.
Which he is clarifying by saying that throat stabbing can be very messy.
I don't mind messes. I mind waking up the child who had me awake for 48 hours just straight.
I mean, you can sleep through a mess.
Yes, I cannot sleep through the child being awake.
Exactly.
Like they're older now, and sometimes I worry about what they're doing while I'm sleeping. But they're adults now, so like, well, Angel's not quite, but she's old enough to go to jail on her own, so you know.
There you go.
But when they were little, I had to stay awake if they were awake. There was no choice in this matter. So if Willow had been up for 2 days straight, I was up for 2 days straight. And I'm just like, if anyone even breathes loudly, you will all die.
You so much as sneeze.
Apparently, this is now my dog's new favorite spot to just scratch her ass. Because I heard squeaking again. Turn around. There she is.
Angel does all the Hey, Willow, you know you're on the stream. Why are you writing in the chat? But okay, Angel does all the stupid shit. I just take midnight road trips to the other side of the state. Oh, no, honey, it was Thanksgiving. That was stupid shit.
I mean, your state is the size of a small country anyway, so
right. You took a
bigger than many small. I think it's the size of Germany, roughly.
Actually, Germany fits inside of us.
Yes.
Yeah. Most European countries fit inside of Texas. Sometimes you can fit a few of them in there, depending on the smaller ones, right?
I mean, yeah. How big is Liechtenstein, really? I mean, yeah. Like, what was that like? Fit inside Austin city limits, maybe?
I don't know. Yeah, but I mean that goes for the United States too. Most states will fit inside of Texas, and sometimes you can fit a few in there. At least we're not as big as we were when we joined. Because that would be some weird ass traveling. It's like, I have to go to North Texas. I'll see you in 2 days.
No, the only problem I have with Texas is all of your drivers come up north and drive stupid.
Well, we don't drive stupid. We just drive insanely.
I mean, tomato.
Just
use your signals. That's all I ask. I don't care if you're driving 90. Just give me a turn signal once in a while.
Yeah,
Dude's gonna ask a lot.
What's up, Boogie Butt?
Let me know that you're about to cut me off while we're on the interstate.
Yeah, Texas theory on driving is we all have to die sometime.
Yeah, I'm aware. I had to drive Nana Camel down to MD Anderson one time and never again.
Did like going through Dallas County is like apparently Dallas and Irving freak out people from Texas. One of my exes was from Fort Worth, and he had to try to drive down Beltline. And he was not okay.
No, what bugged me was when we got to Houston and we were, they had like the elevated roads. Yeah. People driving 90 plus miles an hour, 50 feet above the ground. That's not.
Have you ever seen the Mixmaster?
I don't know.
So in Dallas, it's a group of bridges that are highways, and some of them are at I don't even know how to describe the angle. You're literally driving sideways on a bridge, going like at least 70. Like if you look down, you see all the bridges and roads down below you.
Yeah, not cool. Not cool.
There's
Like I said though, the biggest problem is like everyone's driving like it's a fucking NASCAR qualifying lap. And it's like,
Yep. That's just how it is down here. I don't know why. Like when we were talking about doing like a Minions meetup and we were saying Texas because I can't really travel that well. I was like, all right, but y'all need to all order lifts when you get here because you probably shouldn't be driving.
well, I have bad enough road rage dealing with like Okies, you know. So Texans is just Although they are fun to use, like when they're driving up north. If I'm on the highway, I'll follow them and just let the highway patrol catch them.
Yeah.
Like my canaries in the coal mine. I don't even need like a radar detector anymore. I just find a Texas license plate and
Go behind them. Oh yeah, so as soon as the stream's over, we're gonna go make cookies and try to be kind of Christmassy. I've got to see if maybe Chris will run up to QT and see if they have eggnog, or to our Kroger's. What time is it? They might be closed.
I made sure to grab me some nog before Christmas.
They're probably closed.
Now
R.I.P. my stomach.
I've only ever had like the non-alcoholic version. I've never been interested in mixing booze and eggnog.
Fair enough. You're not missing much.
See, the thing is, Assassin, I don't mind people driving fast, but it's like the weaving in and out of traffic, you know, between lanes, no signaling, nothing like that. It like that's what bugs me. You know, it's like, you know, if you fuck up and I end up in a 10-car pileup, I'm gonna be really mad.
Yeah.
Especially because like I was driving back and forth from Tulsa. I had to use Nana Camel's car because mine was out of commission. It's like, this isn't even my vehicle. If I was driving my vehicle on the BA Expressway, it would have been like Mad Max. Like I would not have given a single solitary fuck. You know, I've been brake checking people like crazy. You know, giving them the bird whenever they cut me off. I wouldn't have cared. But you know, driving grandma's vehicle, you drive like grandma. You know. Yeah, more and more people do that these days, Assassin, and that's why I travel as little as possible. I try to do it in off hours, avoiding any kind of traffic, you know.
Yeah, if y'all don't mind, I'll probably end the stream here in about a few minutes.
No worries.
Okay.
That's cool with me. I mean, we got a late start anyway, so it's already after midnight.
Yeah, we are reaching the hour mark, and like we still have to do cookies and stuff, and Chris has to go to bed because he works in the morning. And
well, I mean, I guess, you know, since we're about to wrap up, I asked the other night, Christmas Eve, you know, everyone's like, you know, Christmas movies. Like, did you guys have any like go-to Christmas movies for the season that you like watch on a regular basis?
I feel like I'm gonna get made fun of.
You definitely are.
I know.
But we have a whole tree for it too, so like
A whole tree for Christmas movies?
For the movie.
For the movie.
the movie.
It's
take a while.
It's what?
Take a guess.
Just think about the fact that my family all wants trip pants.
It's an Arbor Day documentary.
The Lorax.
It's not even a Christmas movie.
No, but I thought it was funny. Like you had a whole tree for it.
I want a Lorax tree now.
Oh dear Lord, what have you done?
Think they're missing the point of the story on that one, Della.
No, I get it, but I want it. We need a Dr. Seuss tree now.
We'll paint one on your wall.
No, so what's the movie?
A Nightmare Before Christmas.
Oh, See, I always more associate that with Halloween than Christmas. I wouldn't make fun of somebody for saying that's their go-to Christmas movie.
And we do it like I have it. The way I'm gonna have it set up, I didn't do it this year because this year just sucked all around. But I set it up for Halloween as a Halloween tree, and then into Christmas it transitions into a Christmas tree.
Assassin says Die Hard and Battleground, starring Van Johnson. Battleground is set during the Battle of the Bulge with the 101st Airborne Unit. You know, that reminds me. Band of Brothers, they have an episode where it's the Battle of the Bulge. I could use that for Christmas now.
There you go.
No, Della, what about you, man? You got any go-to Christmas movies or anything like that?
No.
No?
I mean, I used to as a kid. But like nowadays, I don't really celebrate it, so I don't really.
Well, I was just saying, like, you know, if there was one of the movies that you like that was on TV at Christmas time, you know, would you sit down and watch it, or would you just go ahead and flip past?
Yeah, I'd probably watch it. Like I said, I had a few when I was a kid. Like
what are we talking about here?
Like Jingle All the Way.
That's on my list. That's a good one.
With Schwarzenegger and Sinbad.
And Sinbad, man, Sinbad.
Yeah. There was I think it was called Santa with Muscles with Hulk Hogan and Don Stark.
Oh, I don't remember that one.
Oh yeah. Hulk Hogan's some rich tough guy who gets like a bonk on the head, and while he's running away from the law, he's in a Santa disguise, and he gets amnesia, so he ends up being like a Santa and a bodyguard and shit like that, while Don Stark is his elf.
So it's kind of like Overboard, and he's playing Goldie Hawn?
Yeah, kind of like that.
Okay.
Except, muscles and Christmassy.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I have to check that one out.
And then, of course, the Santa Claus.
Did you ever watch his TV show? Hulk Hogan's TV show?
Which one?
Thunder in Paradise?
No.
Oh, my God. I remember that used to come on like right after like a WCW Nitro on Monday nights.
Okay.
I cannot remember anything about that show other than there was a speedboat in it.
Okay.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you anything about the plot. Couldn't tell you anything about the characters, but there was a speedboat.
Okay. Yeah.
Assassin, put the cookie down. I can't do an Arnold impression, but that line cracks me up every time.
Okay.
If I forgot to add the Grinch on my list on Christmas Eve, that I have like 6 go-tos.
Yeah, I like the Grinch. The Grinch.
The original one with James Earl Jones doing the narration and everything.
Oh, naturally.
Yeah, I like that, and I honestly like the Jim Carrey one too. So,
see.
They're on different levels.
Well, no, I was gonna say like when it came out, I enjoyed it. Seeing live action Jim Carrey do, and especially finding out about like the hell he went through with the prosthetics.
Right.
Apparently, that much makeup was just painful to wear. And
it's like a full bodysuit and everything.
Well, I mean, not just that, but the facial prosthetics and everything too, the makeup and everything.
Like literally full head to toe.
Yeah. Can you imagine the smell inside that suit? Ooh.
And how hot it is and how heavy it is. Like, yeah.
The narrator was Boris Karloff. It sounded like James Earl Jones to me as a kid, all right? And now I like to think of it as just it being James Earl Jones instead. It sounds more menacing when it's Darth Vader, talking about the Grinch's heart size and everything.
Don't ruin my headcanon.
But yeah, Jim Carrey, he did a really good performance considering how uncomfortable he had to have been. Oh my Lord.
The problem I have with that version of the Grinch now is that there are people there are freaks on the internet who want to sexualize it.
Oh yeah,
like
that's not anything though.
Yeah.
Well, it was a New York Times article that I saw today. Like, does the Grinch have sex appeal? and somebody answered yes. Next, and they had a picture of like I'm assuming like porn parody Grinch, like bent over the couch. It's like, oh, come on.
Well, I mean, it's been sexualized for a little while because Cindy Who turned out to be,
I'm sorry?
Cindy Lou.
What's this now?
Well, yeah. Dell and I are we're
Oh
listening.
yeah. I can't remember the band. Willow, do you remember the name of the band?
Pretty reckless.
Yeah, Pretty Reckless. She's a head singer of a band, and she wears electric tape over her nipples quite a bit.
Oh.
It's very raunchy and very drug fueled and very yeah, like some of her videos can't be played on YouTube.
Well, would you look at that? As soon as I type "pretty reckless" into Google, one of the first 4 photos to show up is her holding her shirt up with tape across her nipples.
Yep. So that's where the sexualization started, which is creepy because she was a baby back then. But then it just kind of down spiraled, and now everything in there is a sexual innuendo for the Grinch.
I'm pretty sure I don't have my safe search on, but yeah, it's off. Yeah, I guess Brave is not that bold
Brave.
when it comes to image searches. That's Cindy Lou Who, huh?
That's Cindy Lou.
So.
Not bad. Not bad.
She wears that kind of stuff on the red carpet too.
Yeah, she's a rock musician now. So, but a lot of people haven't heard of that apparently, which I find funny.
I think I did hear about that, but I forgot.
I was concerned because like before you mentioned like Cindy Lou Who, I was talking about the porn parody of the Grinch. I was like, oh dear God, no.
I'm sure that's out there somewhere, but we ain't looking.
But yeah, like it was for me, it was number 1 was Die Hard. Number 2 was Scrooged, Christmas Vacation, Jingle All the Way, and The Grinch. Not necessarily in that particular order, but
Oh, okay, but I do need to go. My legs are starting to kill me. So, all right. So, anything else before we go?
Willow actually quits.
Yeah, she left. She's gone.
I don't trust that child anymore. She lied to us once already.
Well, I mean, better a slow
closing.
than a non-learner. So good job.
We're closing up anyways. So. Yeah. All right. Well, thank y'all for coming out. I'm sorry for all the technical difficulties and me falling asleep, and there's a lot of shit going on today. But thank you for coming out and watching, and thank y'all for being here. And hopefully, if I host again, it won't go this badly. We'll see. All right. So everybody have a good night.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.
All right.